Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychological Theatre. Last week we had an introductory talk, an introductory conversation on the nature of relationship, and we opened up the topic, and we decided that we would go forward in the same direction in the coming videos. And instead of putting it hardcore as relationship part 1, 2, 3, I thought it would be nice to take aspects of relationship which would cover relationship, but at least the videos will be titled according to those aspects, not like relationship 1, 2, 3. Just for the sake of more clarity. Like if it's written relationship 1, 2, 3 as the name of the video, it's hard to understand what's inside the video. But if I discuss each aspect of relationship, then it's much easier to name the video and even for the viewers to understand what is inside the video. So today I would like to take up a very simple and common topic of relationship, and that is expectation. So we would love to define it and also look at different aspects of it, like what is relationship, what is expectation, and how expectation is born in general, and then look at it from a different points, that because it's a general part of relationship, there are common sentences which are very much like street wisdom, and that is that there must be some expectation in relationship, there must be a sense of jealousy in relationship, and this is the evidence that the other person is still interested in you, because the other person is expecting something from you, or the other person is jealous about something that you do. And maybe we would also pick up jealousy at some point. But today, let's look at expectation. So let's try to define it. Okay, what is expectation? And as a general behavior of a common person, if I ask what is expectation, and the general behavior is that people like to answer with examples, because people don't have the exact definitions, but they know the thing via example. So if I answer it from a general point of view, then people would say that yes, when two people are in some kind of relationship as friends, co-workers or some other kind of partners or whatever, then they develop this sense of expectation that kind of creates that I expect this person to behave like this, or I expect this person to be like this, I expect this person to do things like this. So this is a general behavioral phenomenon that happens in people, that people see, yes, when you're in a relationship with someone, any kind of relationship, and as we said last time, it's a contact. Relationship is a contact. So we start to develop this sense of expectation, the sense of expecting something from the other person. It could be a physical thing, it could be a behavioral thing, it could be anything, a psychological thing or whatever. So we see expectation as part of our relationship. We also see that, I don't know if people commonly see it, but at the moment, as we are observing expectation, we see that we don't expect things from strangers. Okay? The person you don't know, there is some person living on the other side of the globe you've never met, you don't know even that the person exists. you don't expect from that person anything. Okay? So expectation is inherently a principle of it's generally a principle of relationship, but it can also arise even when the relationship is quite new or fresh, or even totally unknown, in a sense that you meet a new person straight away. Someone comes to your office, someone meets you in a park or something. Even then you have an expectation that this person will not slap me out of the blue, because you don't know the person, you just met the person first time, and you start to say hi and everything. But even there's a sense of a little bit common sense expectation that yes, this person is not going to slap me, because I expect that this person is a well-mannered person who is not going to act in a weird, strange way. So in relationship, this expectation takes many depths. So what is it that starts to bring this movement of expectation inside of us? So we expect from the people we know, or I would rephrase it, we observe that the principle of expectation takes place with the people we already know and with which we have some kind of relationship. So, due to some reason, because of something, the sense of expectation, or I'm trying to find a better word for it, the sense of the other person behaving or doing according to you. In a way, it's like that you say, I expect this person to behave like this. Okay? It could be anything. Like a girl says, I expect that my boyfriend would bring a flower for me. Or the guy could say, I expect that today my girlfriend would take me for a walk in the evening. It could be actually anything. So all this is rising in context to how you feel the other person should behave like, or how you feel the other person should treat you, in a sense. And it's not really important in expectation that you tell the person that this is how you should behave with me. It could be sometimes even in your head you know that this is how the person should behave, but you haven't really told the other person that this is how you should behave with me. And this is also a part of expectation, that you expect the other person without even telling the other person that they should behave in a certain sense with you. Okay? So in expectation, you develop this sense of what is the word? I think the word expect is the only word here. That you start to expect from the other person that the other person is going to be like that. Now, in general, it happens because we like to be treated in the sense we want. Okay? Like we have a sense of this is how someone should talk to me, and this is how someone should walk with me, this is how someone should behave with me. And we have all these kinds of expectations because we have a certain sense of how we want things to be. Or why that certain sense comes? Because in a way we feel comfortable when things are in a certain way. And this comfort zone could be different for each person. So I feel comfortable when the person in relationship behaves in this way. So this becomes my expectation from the person. And the reason I start to expect it is because when that person behaves in that way, I feel a kind of happiness, a kind of safety inside of me. Okay? And that is why I start to expect. And when the other person doesn't behave like that or breaks that expectation, if we can say it like that, then it gives rise to sadness, pain, sorrow. And that's when the statements like this come into being, that I never expected this from you, but you have done this and this and this and this. So in this kind of statements, the person has a very strong expectation. And in expectation as well, there could be the intensity. You could expect something lightly, or you could expect something very strongly. Okay, like in relationship, you would expect that your partner would not cheat with you, and that would be a very strong expectation, which is the part of relationship. So when that kind of expectation is broken or gets broken, then it creates a tremendous sense of hurt. It creates a tremendous sense of sorrow. Okay, so can we observe that expectation is part of relationship, and expectation rises in a sense because we want the world to interact with us in a certain way. We want the known people who are alongside us, our friends, family, we want them that they should in a way behave in a way that makes us feel comfortable. That when you come to interact with me, please interact like this, because that way of interaction makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel safe, and other factors. So another thing that could happen sometimes is also, one factor is that I want that the person behaves with me in this way because I want to feel safe. And when the feeling of possession becomes strong, okay, when you start to feel like this person is mine for whatever reason, that feeling of possession also creates a sense of expectation. Okay, so one expectation is created that yes, please behave with me like this because I like to be I like to be interacted with in this way. And another expectation is this is mine, hence it should behave like this, it should do things like this because it's mine, and I have the right to tell this person, I have the right to tell this, to adjust aspects of this relation because it's mine, because I have a sense of possession about it. And that sense of possession also gives rise to a big feeling of expectation. Okay, but in both the cases, whether it's rising because of my comfort or whether it's rising because of my feeling of possession, which is also a kind of my comfort, like I feel comfortable when I say I own something, this is mine, I feel a sense of power over this thing. But yeah, even in both scenarios, in both the cases, it doesn't matter what's the reason of this sense of expectation, what you get is that there is always the danger of getting hurt. Okay, because expectation is fixed. I just observed it, right? In expectation, you want to keep things fixed in a certain way, that this person must behave like this, and that's it. If this person changes from this, if this person changes from this aspect like this, then my expectation is already broken, because I was expecting this person to be nice, so mannered, or whatever. So expectation wants to keep things fixed, static. Okay, but the fact of the everyday living is that, all humans, including even our relationships, they are all dynamic. They are not static. Every human being is changing every day because of their experience, and because the human being changes, it also changes the relationship between the interrelation between people. So people are changing, and the relationships are changing with time. But expectation wants to keep things fixed. So in a way, we can say that in a world dominated by change, in a world dominated by dynamic nature, to expect static behavior is already sorrow. It's like you're inviting sorrow. When you see everything is changing, and in all that change, you say, oh, I want something to remain fixed. Why? Because that feeling of remaining fixed gives me a kind of security, gives me a kind of that yes, there is something which I can understand, which I can control, which is under my range of understanding. So when everything is totally changing, for me or for any person, it's like, what should I do now? I cannot grab hold of anything, because the moment I try to grab something, it has already changed, because everything is every second changing. So we try to keep things fixed. Okay? And this basically starts from the inner fixing of the ego. We fix the ego first, that yes, this is me who is this, and that part always will remain fixed, even though I'm always changing every day, every moment. But yet I keep this static nature fixed on myself. And when I do that to myself, then I eventually end up doing it to other things outside of me, that yes, this person should always be like this. That's why we have these sentences: please tell me you would always love me. Please tell me you would never leave me. Please tell me you would never change. Please tell me this. So these are all sentences of keeping things static, keeping things fixed. Because in fixed nature, our minds feel more secure as compared to a dynamic nature. But the reality of the everyday living is like everything is dynamic. We don't have this staticness in nature, or we have not observed this staticness yet. The only thing static is that everything is dynamic. Okay, so I'm saying not everything is changing, but that statement that everything is changing is not changing. That is static in a way. So if you hold to that as your security, as your comfort, that yes, everything is changing, and then you're kind of ready. Then you're ready if a person changes their behavior, if a person breaks their promise, if a person does something like that. Then you're ready, because you know you are living in a dynamic world. But when you already try to create this static nature with your expectation, when you already try to fix things with your expectation, then what happens is that fixing goes totally contrary to the actual change of the world. And in reality, that person, that relationship will change. But in your mind, in your dream world, things are always like super static, in the way that super peaceful, super perfect, as you have imagined in your expectation. And then suddenly your observation tells you that the person has changed, the relationship has changed, and that breaks that beautiful dream of yours. Okay? And then that breaking of that dream is sadness, actually. That is sorrow. So expectation is one of the causes of inviting sorrow, inviting sadness in your life. Hence, a lot of people say, I don't expect anything from everyone, and they learn somewhat that expectation is a, it's a slippery slope, and it can backfire any moment. So people say, I don't expect anything from anyone, I don't trust anyone, and then this kind of sentences are very common among people. But sadly, those sentences are not being said because they have an understanding of expectation. Sadly, those sentences are said because of the sorrow they have faced because of expectation multiple times. So they say, every time I touch expectation, I feel sorrow. I'm not going to expect anything. So that's one way of running away from expectation, okay? And another way of running away from expectation, or it's not running away actually, another way of keeping expectation on the side is because you see its danger. When you see the danger of something, you naturally stay away from it. You don't have to force yourself to stay away from it. So, can we in our daily life observe the danger of expectation? Can we see that expectation is basically rising because I want to feel safe, I want to feel comfortable, and that's why I expect others to behave in a certain way. I expect things to be in a certain way. Then can I also see that in reality, the world is always changing. And every time I expect, I try to fix something. I try to make something fixed. And that very action is kind of an illusion. You cannot make anything fixed because everything is in a flux, in a change. And this is not, it's a very well-proven fact in physics. So when everything is totally changing, to expect that something will remain the same, this kind of expectation can last for some time, but then eventually it bursts, the bubble bursts. Even if someone is telling you, I will always stay the same, I would always be like this and this and this, even they are not saying the right thing because they don't have a choice to stay the same. They are part of physical matter universe, which is always changing, always in movement. So even if someone says I'm not changing, he's just not aware that he's not changing or she's not changing. So those statements are just, they don't mean anything. So be very aware that dynamism is the nature of the universe. Things change, relationships change, and expectation is a way of keeping something fixed. And you cannot keep something fixed for a long time. Eventually, it will burst. So, I hope you would try this, and if it gives you another beautiful insight or some revelation, so as to say, then please share it with us on the comments, and it would be really nice. And I would try to pick up another aspects of relationship, and jealousy is one of them. We can pick that up, and I think this discussing of different aspects will give us the insight into the overall nature of relationship, and maybe we would also see that all of them might have a common source, a common place from where everything is rising. But yeah, it would be interesting to observe that. So for this week, or for today at least, that's it. And I will meet you next time. Thank you.